All right. Once again, good night, guys. People tell me don't say good night because that's an island thing. That means that it's over. But we just getting here. So maybe I should say good evening. Good evening. Okay. In the islands, we say good night. It means the same thing. But every time I do that, people say, good night, it's not over? Like, that's the end. So I learned something new, right? American culture. No, guys. I want to give it up for everyone again, for hopping on the training. Tonight, this is going to be one of the most important trainings, I think, of your training. Okay? This is one of the most important ones. This is why I wanted everyone to make sure that you took the time to get on this training, because we're talking about what's going to help you to earn income in your business. Anybody on here want to make some money? I don't know. Okay, I see some people saying they want to make some. I hope y'all want to make money and not just on this webinar for fun, right? Let's get paid, right? So in order for you to be able to start to earn income with your business, it's like anything. You've got to learn the steps. You gotta master the steps. You've got to do what's required to get a desired result. It's like cooking, right? If you say you want to go and make some, let's say curry chicken, there's a recipe to that. You can't just go in the kitchen and do what you want and curry chicken and the result end up curry chicken, right? You've got to follow the formula. And it's the same thing with our business. We could get a result, but there's a formula, okay? There's a formula to actually making that happen, and you got to learn that. So tonight, that's what we're talking about. It's a 5-step system. Guys, if we make a commitment to learn this thing, okay? 5 steps, not 500, just 5 things. If we master these 5 steps, none of our lives will ever be the same again. I don't know about y'all, but I want next Christmas to look totally different than this Christmas. Anyone feel like that? Anyone felt like Christmas came and you like, what? How did that happen? Next year, I want to be waiting for Christmas because we're growing our businesses. We're getting that financial and that time freedom that we're looking for. That's what it's about, right? Being able to walk away from your job, have extra money, more than you need, and being able to do the things you want to do. That's what we're all doing this for. Time and financial freedom. So I want y'all to really tune in tonight to the system, because this is what's going to get you paid, okay? So it's 5 steps to the system, all right? Let me see. I can go ahead and share my screen. But in the meantime, the first step, guys, I want to share my screen so that you guys can see this. Oh, Jamel, see if it lets you share your screen. Okay, can you send me the graphic right back to me so I can share that, please? With the system, the green and black one. All right? So we're going to call this, guys, the Get Paid System. So in your notebook, write that down. Get Paid System. System stands for save yourself time, energy, and money. That's what the system means. That's why we use systems, to save yourself time, energy, and money. Make sense? So you don't want to get your part-time business so you could just, work nonstop. You want to be able to leverage now, a system so that the system's working for you more than you are. Okay? And it's really simple. 5 steps. So if you're ready for step number 1, let me know. Okay? Number 1, put a 1 in the chat. Get your pens and let's jot down number 1. It's going to be, you've got to peak interest. Okay? Peak interest. What does peak interest mean? And I want you guys to, let's spell it correctly. So Daryl, drop it in the chat for me. It's Pique. Okay, thank you so much, Mel. Mel, yes, you are the man. Okay, so this is the system, guys. So you want to write this down. You want to peak interest. Peak interest, guys, means to get someone's attention, to make them curious, to make them want to know a little bit more about whatever it is you're talking about. Okay? If I said to you right now, man, I got this thing that's, that can clean any car in 5 seconds. That's piquing your interest because you like, what? I said enough to make you wonder, but I didn't tell you anything about what the thing was. Does that make sense? So I told you I've got something that can help you to, clean any car in seconds. But I didn't tell you what the product is. I just piqued your interest. So what we do in our business is we need to just be exposing and talking and listening to people to find out who is around us, who needs the products and services. Guys, think about it. We offer financial services. We offer credit repair. We help people get their money right. Who doesn't need that? Everyone needs it. But the only way they're going to be able to know that you have something to help them is if you're out here piquing interest. Okay? So the first thing you got to do is just pique interest. You've got to be out here having conversations. Okay? Once someone's interest is piqued and let's say you put a post on Facebook, and now we're moving away from only online. And we're going to talk a little bit about the marketing tools. But let's just say on Facebook, I know a lot of you guys have been building on Facebook so far. You may have used one of the posts that we have, about Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion are reporting inaccuracies, comment info for more info, right? That, when people start to comment info, that means that you've piqued their interest. Something you said in that post made them want to know some more information. So you want to pique interest. That's what our marketing tools are going to do for us when we go ahead and start putting road signs that say $29 credit repair, right? Or if you put a car magnet on your car and your car says $29 credit repair with your number, anyone who calls that number, that tool piqued their interest. Does that make sense? All right? So you want to make sure the first step of this whole thing is you got to be piquing people's interest. All right? You've got to be piquing interest. Once you've done that, the second thing you want to do if this person, especially if it's on a customer base where we're looking for people who want to improve their credit, improve their finances, once you pique their interest and they've asked for more info or they call you and them get on the phone, you want to add them. You want to give them to some type of social proof. Because what's the first thing that people ask, or what's the first thought people have when they're introduced to something new? Does it work? Right? That's most people's, does this really work? So all we want to do is give them some proof. Let them see real people getting real results. And we have a Novae Money credit testimonials group that has testimonials there. And guys, if you have any, make sure you're adding them to that group. All right? What you want to do is you want to add anyone that you're talking to this group. This is going to allow them to see real people getting real results. They're going to be able to see people who are able to go from a 580 to a 690 in maybe 9 months. They're going to see these testimonies and they're going to be able, that's going to remove the skepticism because they see that it works. Okay? Once you've added them to the group, the third step, all right? So the first thing you want to do is what? Pique interest. The second thing you do is you add them to the Novae Money testimonials group to give them social proof. And we're going to talk a little bit about if you're talking to someone from a marketing tool, because it might be a little different. The third thing you want to do, guys, now you have to have a meaningful conversation. You got to talk to this person and actually find out what it is that's going on with them, why their interest was piqued. Okay? Think about that. You've got to talk to someone. Most times we meet someone, they say info, and we inbox them and we say, here, watch this video. But they don't even know what you have. You don't even know what they need, right? You have to have a conversation so that you can build that rapport with your prospects. All right, guys, write this down, especially the new folks. Write this down. Rapport, R-A-P-P-O-R-T, right? Someone drop that in the chat. You want to build rapport. And what's going to help you to remember what rapport means is this. Write down these letters. F, like Frank, O, R-M. Form. Okay? If you're trying to build rapport with someone, you can kind of talk about these things. Okay? Family. The F is for family. The O is for occupation. What do you do for a living? What kind of work do you do? The R is recreation. What kind of things do you like to do? Like, what do you do for fun? And the M is motivation or money. Right? What does that mean? What drives them? Like what's their passion? What motivates them? Okay? So those are the things you can talk to a prospect about to just build rapport before you go in to start finding out more about their problem. So what we usually ask is, Mel, throw the other one up really quickly for me, if you've got it. Does that make sense, guys? If you're following me so far, let me know. If you're not, stop me. Okay, if you're not, stop me. Or say something drop something in the chat so someone can let me know. All right. So you want to pique interest. You got to be out here sharing the plan. You got to be out here exposing. You got to be out here having conversations, giving tools, piquing interest. All right? All the
Throw
marketing.
up which one, so?
I'm sorry?
Throw up which one? He said throw up which one?
Oh, the one that has 2 what's in a when and all of that. Not that one, the one before. I'm sorry. Hold on. Don't worry about it. Put the get paid back up, Mel. I'm sorry. I see Mandy got her hand raised. Mandy, go ahead and drop your question in the chat for me real quick. Okay, so you want to have a meaningful conversation. That means that you're building rapport with the person you're talking to. Remember this: no one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. No one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. So you've got to ask questions about the person. You've got to want to help them. Remember, guys, we're in this business to make money, but we make money by helping people. So in order, I like to think about our business and the process we go through with our, prospects, right? People that we're talking to, kind of like a doctor's visit. If you're sick and you go visit your doctor, right? And you go into that appointment, when the doctor walks in, does he walk up to you and say, "Hey, Jamel, here's these pills right here. Just go take these," right? Or let me, maybe your stomach's hurting. You're like, "No, I have a headache." Right? What happens when you go to the doctor? They ask you a ton of questions. They diagnose the problem. They got to ask you what's going on so they can know how to help you. So you got to treat this business the same way. When you talk to someone new, you got to diagnose their problem. You got to ask them questions about themselves so you can find out what they need. So we call that 2 what's in a when. Okay? So the 2 things you want to ask. 2 what's. You want to say, what do you do for a living? Right? And what are you trying to do with your credit? You don't have to say it exactly like that, guys, but the goal is you want to ask them some kind of rapport building question, like what do you do for a living? And the second question you want to ask them is, what are you looking to accomplish with your credit? What does that mean? Most people who are ready to do something to improve their credit score, guess what ends up happening? If they want to improve their credit, they want to buy something. There's something they want to get approved for, maybe right now or in the future. So your goal is to find out what that thing is. You want to buy a house, a car? Are you just trying to clean up your credit, for when you're ready to buy in the future, right? So go ahead and ask those questions. So what do you do for a living? And what are you trying to accomplish with your credit? And here's the when. When do you want to do that by? So it'll go something like this. Daryl, I'm going to pick on you real quick. Okay, I'm gonna just go through the 2 what's in a when with Daryl. I'll say I'm talking to Daryl. Something I said about credit, and I piqued his interest. So, hey Daryl, how's it going? I don't know. Is he there?
Yeah, I'm there. It's going great.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah. So everything's good.
Yeah, everything's good.
Okay,
what's happening with you? Everything's
great. So I noticed that you commented info on something I posted the other day about credit. What's going on with your credit? Are you looking to accomplish something in the near future?
Yeah, I saw that post, and I'm looking to get a house, and I need to get my credit up a little bit.
Okay, what kind of work you do?
I work with the school system. I'm an administrator.
Okay, nice. Working with the kids. So, Daryl, how soon are you looking to kind of start house shopping for the new house?
Well, probably at least by summertime when it gets warm, starts getting warm,
Summer? Okay. So we're about the start of the year now. So that's giving yourself about, 6 to 8 months. That's pretty decent time for us to start getting things moving.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so definitely. Okay, so we're going to just pause right there, guys. You realize that just with those 3 questions, I found out what kind of work Daryl does, what he's looking to accomplish, and how soon. So it allows me to know exactly how I can help this guy. All right? So that's how you have a meaningful conversation. That's the start of a meaningful conversation. Does that make sense to everybody? Thumbs up? I can't see because I only can see the screen. So that's a thumbs up, right? So you want to have this meaningful conversation with everyone that you're talking with. Okay? You don't want to just be running up to people like, "Hey, you should fix your credit. No, you got to act that then no one's going to buy anything from you unless they need it. And a lot of times what we have to do is show people why they need it or make them have those conversations where they're faced with what they need, right? So if you're asking them, listen, you're trying to buy a house in the next 6 months and they know they got jacked up credit, they really understand right now in that conversation that if I'm serious about getting a house, I'm going to have to do something about my credit. All right. So you want to have those conversations because that's the only way you're going to be able to solve that. All right. So once, you start to get that information, and we have a questionnaire. We have a questionnaire that I'll make sure we show that in a second that goes through some questions that's going to help you have that meaningful conversation. Let me go ahead and see if I can grab that real quick. Jamel, do you happen to have that? I can text it to you right now and then you can put it up for me. Do you have that? The questionnaire, the customer one, if you have that one person. Thank you. All right. So we have a questionnaire, guys. We have all the tools, all the resources for you to win. All right. The only thing that's going to stop you is you. The only thing that's going to stop you from doing what's required to get what you want is you. So I always say, don't self-sabotage, right? These steps aren't hard. They may take some getting used to and some practice, but anything does, right? When you started driving, you sucked, right? Your parents were scared to teach you because they thought you were going to crash. But the more you did it, you became an expert. You became a pro at it. Just like anything else. Riding a bike, same thing. The first time you tried, you probably fell. But with practice, you got it. This is no different. So when you first get started, you're gonna be a little rocky. You're not going to be good. That's normal. But with practice, the more you do this, the better you get at this. All right. So don't treat this like anything else. When you were an 8-year-old trying to ride your bicycle, you jumped on over and over and over and over until you could ride. So why, when it comes to your business and something that can change your life and your finances and your family, you go through some bumps and some bruises and then you just quit. Don't quit. Don't quit. All right. Don't quit. This is a learning curve. This is a process, guys. All right. Keep that in mind. I always like to set the right expectations. I want to set people up to win, not to fail. So I got to tell you that you're going to go through some hills and some valleys. You're going to go on an emotional roller coaster when people tell you, no, I don't want to do that. Or when someone tells you they're going to meet you at Starbucks at 4 and they don't show up. Y'all, it happens to me still right now. Right? That's just a part of it. So expect that. Remember that 90% of people are going to say no, but you don't need that. You only need 10% to get you wealthy and allow you to live the life beyond your wildest dreams. So you in the right vehicle. Just know that this is a part of the process and fall in love with this process. It's easy. Okay? It's not easy in the fact that you're going to be disciplined to keep doing it, but the steps are simple, man. All right? So this questionnaire, guys, this questionnaire is going to help you to have that meaningful conversation. You want to ask, kind of the rapport question, what do you do for a living? You want to ask, what do you want to get accomplished? So are they looking to buy a home, a car, get business funding? How soon or when are you trying to get it done by? That's the 2 what's in a when. Then you can also ask some of these questions to also build more information about your client, right? You ask them, what are some of the negative items holding your credit back? They're going to know. They're going to say medical bills. They're going to say student loans, or they didn't pay Verizon a couple years ago. They usually have an idea of some negative items. You ask them, do you know your score? Keep that in mind, guys. Asking a person, do you know your score, is totally different than what is your score. Don't ask someone their credit score. Just ask them, do you know do they know their own score? Oftentimes people don't even know that. So just keep that little nuance. Don't ask people what's your credit score. Say, do you know your score? That's the difference right there between an amateur and a professional, guys. That's the way the customer's going to receive that question. All right. You can also ask, have you done any prior work to improve on your credit before? These are something you want to know, because if you ask that, sometimes they'll say, yes, I use Lexington Law. Now you're getting more information. The more information you get and you have to give to your expert, you can almost guarantee that they're going to close the deal. If the more they know about your potential prospect, it's easier for your expert to close the deal because they know exactly what they're trying to get. So they know exactly what to tell them. All right. So you want to gather intel. This is like gathering data about your customer. All right. You want to get this information. Then you can also ask, do you want to get paid to fix your credit? Some people off the top are going to say, no, I just want to fix my credit. Some people will say, I mean, I'm interested, yeah. So that's a great way to start to know if this person is a potential affiliate. So you ask them about their credit first, right? You're talking to them about their financial situation. Then you just ask, would you want to get paid, while you're fixing your credit? And that can tell you if someone's, a potential affiliate or just a customer. Now, watch this part here, guys. Then you're going to say this. After you get this date, all of this information, then you can simply say, and you can literally read it verbatim off of this form. Okay, I'm going to connect you with the insert problem here. So let's just say in Daryl's case, he wanted a home, right? So I'll say, okay, Daryl, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and connect you with a home buying specialist. So you could be by your phone between the hours of, let's say, 6 and 8 tonight. Does that work for you? So I basically...
I'm not going to be available then. How about 8:30?
8:30? Okay, let's do between 8:30 and 9:30 then. That works for you? Where Daryl going?
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
All right. So guys, that's basically how you set the three-way up. Okay, you're telling your client that you're going to hook them up, connect them with a specialist of whatever problem they told you they had. So if someone wants to buy a car, you say, listen, I'm going to connect you with a car buying specialist. If they want to buy a home, hey, I'm going to connect you with a home buying specialist. If they want to, business credit, hey, I'm going to connect you with a business credit specialist. Whatever problem they have, you're going to hook them up with that specialist. And that's going to be your expert. All right. Now, guys, you see how powerful this is. This takes the pressure off of you, especially if you're new. All your job is to gather intel and then pass it to your expert, because you're going to connect them with someone who can help them. That allows you to get out of the way and all the questions to go to your expert. Remember, your expert's probably been in the business a lot longer than you, so they're going to know how to answer the prospect's questions. Because the worst thing you want to do is you trying to answer questions and you don't even know. If you don't know your product in and out, and a customer sees that, they're never going to buy. So you never want to be in that position. You want to always pass it to an expert. All right. You want to always pass it to an expert. All right. This is powerful, guys. This makes it so cookie cutter for every one of you to really start doing this immediately. Okay. Immediately. I'm just checking the time. Mel, can you see the time on the meeting? Okay, I've got unlimited time. Just making sure. All right. So you're hooking your prospect up with a specialist. Now, that's the first part of that little phrase. The second part is just as important, or even more important, right? It's setting up the time for the follow-up phone call to let them know you're going to give them a call. But guys, you don't never say the word three-way. I think that's the word that most people run from the fastest. If you ever talking to a prospect and you say, hey, let me get you on a three-way with my mentor or something, they gonna never get on the phone. Hardly ever. Right? Because someone already talked to them about some type of opportunity before, something like this, and most people just run from it. So you want to act or put yourself in the position more of a consultant. You're consulting them on their credit situation, and then you're going to pass them to a specialist. All right? Remember, guys, always pass it to someone else. So I'll say I'll get you on with a credit and lifestyle specialist. That's great. A credit and lifestyle specialist. That sounds good to everyone. That's attractive, right? Definitely. So let's talk a little about setting up the appointment or the time for this call, right? So you're going to say, hey, I'm going to connect you to the credit and lifestyle specialist, or the home buying specialist, or the business funding specialist. So be by your phone between the hours of. This is when you're setting the time. And you always want to give a 2-hour window. The least, guys, a 1-hour window. Here's why. Because you have to get an expert on the phone, and you've got to make sure with schedules, you may not be able to say I can call you at 1 o'clock, right? Because your expert may not be available at 1 o'clock, but they may be available 1:20. But you've got to give yourself a window so you're always a professional and you're always, on time. So you give a window, never an exact time. All right? Never an exact time. So be by your phone between the hours of, let's say, 6 and 8 tonight. And just like Daryl said earlier in the example, he was like, that doesn't work for me. So if it doesn't work for that potential client, you've got to set another time, right? You've got to find out when works for them so that you can set another time frame. But you never, ever, guys, never end a conversation without a time to follow up or a day to follow up. Write these letters down. This is going to sound kind of crazy, but this is powerful. Put it in for me, Mel. BAM FAM. So that's BAMFAM. BAM FAM. That basically means book a meeting from a meeting. Book a meeting from a meeting. So every time you're sitting down talking to someone, or you're on the phone just going through the questionnaire, or if you just finished you're the expert and you're on a 3-way call, every time you're ending a phone call, if that person didn't just say, yes, I'm getting started now, you've got to find out when you're going to follow up. You want to book a meeting from a meeting. Okay? Book a meeting from a meeting. All right? So you want to go through the questionnaire, and that's how you set up the call with your expert. All right? You want to reach out to your upline sponsor. We're one team, so you can reach out to anyone you're comfortable with. Upline, downline, sideline, not downline, upline, crossline, your sponsor, whoever you're comfortable with. But that's the real purpose of our affiliate group chat. Not the page, but the actual chat. And that's why we're kind of cutting back on the activity in that chat, because we want that to be, keep the main thing, right? That's like basically a channel for when someone needs a 3-way call. All the experts you basically get access to all the experts at the same time, and whoever can take the call can take the call. All right. So that's why you want to always have a time window, because you don't know who's doing what during that time frame. Okay. So you wanna make sure you're doing that. Now, another thing. Everyone have the links to the videos that we have, those cool animated videos that we have that explain the service and the affiliate opportunity. Everyone knows where they're at, or at least know how to find them. Okay, good. So if you don't, the Novae Money YouTube channel has it. My YouTube channel has it. And if you check the IOU group and you just search, you'll find it. We got it in there. Okay, you want to make sure when you're setting up the call for your expert, 2 things you want always to happen before you get your expert on the phone. 1, you want to make sure you added them to the testimonial group, right? Because the testimonial group and the social proof is going to be working for you in the process until you get on the phone. You want to send them the video of whatever interests them the most. So if someone's talking to you about being a customer, you send them the customer video. If someone's talking to you about earning extra money, send them the affiliate video. Guys, if someone tells you straight up they want to be a customer, do not just try to get them to be an affiliate. Unless you have a conversation and it goes that way. But don't try to make people do what you want them to do. Let them do what they want to do. Okay? People buy for them, not to make you money. They buy for what they think they need and it's necessary for them. So you want to make sure before you get your expert on the line, your prospect has been added, okay, to the testimonial, and you want to make sure that they've seen a video. You want to make sure you've sent that video over to them. All right. Final part of the system, the 5th step, is the 3-way call. And guys, I'll give you all a quick story. When I first started in network marketing, and I ain't been in that long, guys. Like, I'm not even 4 years in yet. The 3-way was the part I hated the most. That was the part I tried to skip for at least 8 months. Like, I was trying to figure out any other way than have to do the 3-way. Because I just didn't understand why. 1, why did I need a 3-way? 2, my people, I need to talk to my own people because they're going to understand me, right? I had every reason in the book why I wouldn't do the 3-way. I didn't know the upline like that to call him. It was crazy stuff, but it was a fear that most people have. But it's holding us back the most, because if you do the 3-way, 1, you're going to close more deals, and 2, you're going to see how easy and how much you've been torturing yourself by not doing the 3-way. True or true? Daryl, that's true? Shiz, that's true? Mel, that's true?
True.
Yep.
That's the system. That's the way I do it.
Guys, we all try to duck the 3-way. I know all of y'all who've been in 30 days or less be like, I ain't trying to do no 3-way. I just want to talk to my people myself. I know it. I used to do the same thing, but I wasn't making no money. None. I was just paying an auto ship and trying to figure out what was wrong. but I was doing it wrong. I wasn't
Anybody
following.
but you.
Exactly. I wasn't following the system, and I paid for it literally in auto ships. Then I said, you know what? That ain't been working. Let me try the three-way. I did my first couple three-ways, and I was like, whoa, I can't believe it was this easy all along. So what the three-way does, guys, is it takes the pressure off of you, the new person. Okay, it takes the pressure off of you. And what's cool about this system is even if you've been in the business 5 years, you should still be using the system. It's not like just for new people and then you graduate and don't use the system no more. No, we all use the system. All right? So once the person has seen the video, they're added to the group, you've already had the meaningful conversation, you've already told them that you're going to connect them with specialists and set the time. Now it's time for the three-way. So you've already arranged with whichever expert, your upline or anyone on the team who's qualified to do three-ways. Okay, we do have a process to get qualified to make sure that everyone is doing three-ways at a certain standard. Okay, so everyone who's qualified to do three-ways, you've already reached out to that person. Now it's, let's say, 8:30 and you're supposed to call the prospect. So now what you do, this part is important, so write notes. The first thing you want to do is have your questionnaire because you need to give the expert all the information they need about the person you guys are about to call. So you want to call your expert first. You always call your teammate first. You don't call the prospect and then put your expert on the line after, because sometimes we don't know they're on the line. Crazy stuff can happen. So you want to make sure you always call your expert first. You're going to basically debrief and let the person know who we're calling. So you're going to say, listen, we're going to call Mary. She's from Virginia. She's a teacher. She wants to buy a house. Her credit sucks, but she wants to buy a house like really fast, like ASAP. Okay? She knows her credit is really bad, like 400s, but she's never worked on it before. You know how much information you just gave your expert? So now your expert knows exactly how to talk to your prospect and make you some money. Okay? So let's just go ahead and someone raise their hand. Who wants to volunteer? Right? You just gonna role play with me. So I scared someone off. I asked who wants to volunteer and they drop off the webinar. Gee, I hope that person's gonna be at Champion Speakers Bootcamp. Okay, I see Mandy raise her hand. Mandy, if you are in the building, go ahead and unmute your line. If you wanted to participate. If not, I'll pick on someone else. Jamel, I'm gonna just use you then. All right. So basically, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna role play and show you how a three-way. It's edification. We call it a three-way edification. So write this word down. Edify. Okay. EDIFY. The person said she already picked who she gonna pick now. I can come back on. Right? Edify. EDIFY. It sounds like a word we don't use in our vocabulary much. At least I know I never even knew what that word meant before I started doing this business. But edify it simply means to speak highly of. Okay? To speak highly of. So what you always want to do is you always edify anyone you're introducing to anyone. When you start coming to the live events, and I know this whole squad right here is going to be at the live events whenever the next big one is, right? But at the live event, you'll realize anytime anyone is introduced, they're edified. So you want to speak highly of. It's kind of like, how a perfect example of edification is, when basketball game is about to start and, they dim the lights and the announcer starts to call off the starting five, and they run out of the locker room with the lights and the music. That's edification. That's hyping the crowd for the player. That's what we do when we're basically about to introduce our prospect to our expert. So here's how it works, and then here's why. All right. So Jamel, me and you, I'm a role play with you for a little bit. Okay. That sounds kind of funny, but So I'm gonna edify you. So Daryl, I'm guys, I'm only picking these people because they got their cameras on. Okay.
Nah, because we'll talk.
Okay, so I see Kaiser too. Earl, I see y'all next, right? So Daryl's gonna be the prospect. Remember, Daryl wants the house by summer, and Jamel is gonna be the home buying specialist. Okay, so now we're calling we're calling the specialist for Daryl, okay? So this is how it's going to kind of go when you're edifying your expert. All right? So I'm going to call Mel first, right? So, hey, Mel, what's up?
What's going on, Soph? How you living, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You ready for that three-way? You still got time now?
Oh, yeah, I got time. Let's do it.
Okay, cool. So listen, so we're calling this guy Daryl. He lives in Baltimore. He's an administrator with the school system.
Okay.
His credit's jacked up, but he's trying to buy a house by summer. Yeah, he wants to buy a house. You know, he's given himself a couple of months, so he isn't rushing, but so we can get him taken care of. So I told him, you know, you would definitely be the person for him to talk to. All right?
All right, no problem.
All right.
Daryl from B-Mall.
All right, cool. So I'm going to go ahead and click over and merge him in a second, all right?
Okay.
All right. Hey, Daryl, what's up?
Hey, who's this? This Sophia?
Yeah, this is Sophia. How's it going?
Okay.
Awesome. So is now still a good time for you?
Sure. I was waiting for your call.
Okay, perfect. Thanks. Good. Good to hear that. So I was able to reach out to, you know, my home buying specialist. They were able to fit us in right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, where am I? I really might. I can remember who I'm edifying. Like if I'm edifying the
home buying specialist.
Okay, I'm edifying you. I was like, why I feel like I'm supposed to be edifying Daryl, man? Daryl, you give me the spokes, man. What's up? I feel like I'm dissing Daryl. Okay, so we gonna run that back again, guys. That was an epic
You
fail.
throw me under the bus.
And here's what you do. You realize that sometimes that's gonna happen in real life. Like sometimes you're gonna be right about to get on a call and just blank out, right?
Yeah.
But guess what? You don't know, the person you're talking to doesn't know you're not saying the right stuff, or you know you can recover. So just kind of something Mr. McDaniel taught. He said when you mess up, you just kind of stop for a second and do like this. You know, you just get a second so you can recover your thought really quickly. You know, so you can get back on track. Because that stuff does happen. That's real life. So we gonna replay that again. I'm doing the training and messing it up, but guys, this isn't scripted. This is real. Okay.
Real life.
All right. So I'm edifying Jamel. Okay. All right. So Daryl. Yeah. So I'm glad you had a couple minutes now, you know, to talk. I was able to get actually one of the top home buying specialists who works with a lot of customers out in the Maryland area. Like, I mean, this guy is amazing at getting people in homes really, really, really quickly. So I'm sure he can definitely get you in that house by summer. So I'm going to go ahead and merge him into the line. Is that all right?
Okay.
Sure. Hey, Jamel, how's it going?
Everything's great. Everything's been great.
Awesome. Thank you so much for taking a couple minutes, you know, to talk with me. I've actually got Daryl here on the line, who I told you about earlier. Administrator out of the Baltimore area, and he's looking to get into a house in the next 6 months or so. He's given himself some time, and he wanted to know, and I told him that, you know, you would be able to do that with no problem. You do it all the time. All right?
Oh, most definitely.
Awesome. So Daryl, this is Jamel. Jamel, this is Daryl. And then
what's going on, man?
Okay, what's going on, Jamel? How you doing?
And just
I'm feeling. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you good, man. He's feeling good. So we just gonna pause, right? Like pause. So guys, you notice that you edify your expert to your prospect. After you introduce them, mute your phone.
Yes.
Mute your phone. Because once you pass it off to your expert, you're not saying anything else on that phone call. It's over.
Job is done.
And the reason we ask you to mute your phone is because sometimes you can't help yourself but stopping or like interrupting, right? You get excited, or so you mute your phone so you can't do anything. You'll have to intentionally unmute your phone to like, I really interrupted, right? You want to mute your phone because the expert is going to do all the work for you from this point on. Okay. So your expert then is going to just go ahead and feed the information back to the prospect that you gave and basically say, I can solve your problem when you're ready to get started. And they're going to get you the deal. If they don't close it right then, at least they're going to be able to put you in a position to continue to follow up with that person until they are ready. But the system shows, guys, every 10 phone calls you make or you get your expert on, guaranteed you're going to close one. We got some pretty good experts, so we're closing, our ratio is getting higher. So you may close 3 out of them 10. But you cannot look at your ratio until you've done 10 calls. It doesn't work if you've only done 2 calls or 3 calls or even 7 calls. The ratio ain't right. You've got to do 10 calls, okay? You've got to do every 10 calls, you get 1 close. So does that make sense, guys? You see how that 3-way call works, that edification? You never want to do something like this, right? Hey, Jamel, I know you were looking up, but let me use Daryl again, right? Just so we don't confuse the folks. So, hey, Daryl, I want to get you on the phone with, Miss Linda. Hold on for her. You don't want to do that because your prospect doesn't know why. They don't want to talk to nobody. So you got to edify so that they want to talk to the expert. Okay? You can't just say, hey, hold on, let me let you talk to my homegirl, Sophie, man. Let her explain it to you. Like, that just doesn't even sound appealing. It's like if you were to go into a room and someone walks in and someone's sitting at a desk and you don't know who they are. And they say, hey, you want a job? I can hire you right now. You'll probably start laughing. But if you knew that the person was, Warren Buffett, you would have you'll take the information he's giving you a little different, right? That's the same thing what we're doing with our business. If you don't edify the person that you're going to have your prospect talk to in a way that they think that this person can help them, guys, they ain't want to talk to them. So if you're not doing that and you're trying to set up 3-way calls and people ain't picking up the 3-way call at the time of the call, it's because you haven't edified the person well enough or you haven't found out their problem so they don't think you can help them because you don't even know what they need help with. Does that make sense? That makes sense? Okay, so guys, these are the steps to the system. All right? It's only 5 steps. But it takes time to master each of them. But the cool thing about what we do in our business is while you're learning the steps and you're learning the system, just by doing it, you're going to get some signups by accident. Right? Just because you're using the system. But if you try to do it your own way, guys, and I know we're all we're independent business owners, we can't tell you what to do. But we can only tell you what works, what's been working. If you do it your own way, we cannot guarantee you a result. But if you use the system, we can almost guarantee your money. We have tons of people on the line who've used the system and made hundreds and thousands of dollars. A lot of them. I can say everybody who's made a sale, a Novae Money sale, or got a check from Novae, no matter how much it was before, raise your hands or say something in the chat. Because I'm looking at it, I can see, I know Earl, I know Daryl, I know Jamel, I know Miss Linda, I know Todd, I know, who else? I know Carl has, I know Dante has, I know Chris has, I know Shiz has, Nicole, L. That's almost everybody. Rome, Mark. That's almost everyone on this line, guys. Only about 3 or 4 of you guys haven't made money yet. And guarantee you it's one, because if you've been in the business, longer than 60 days and haven't made any money, I guarantee you it's because you're not using the system. No other reason. There's no other reason you're not making money. It's just because you're not using the system. Tamar is on here. She made lots of money. She's always on them leaderboards, right? And if you're brand new and you haven't made any money yet, it's because you're just now learning the system. So if it boils down, guys, if you ain't making money, it's because you ain't using the system. That's why we calling this the get paid, the get money system. If you use it, the result is guaranteed. If you don't use it, I can't guarantee you anything. But this works. You've got to learn the system. I'm going to share those 2 graphics in the IOU group as soon as we get off of here. One with the steps of the system and then the questionnaire. Actually, guys, we got some cool news, before we get out of here, but Jamel Jordan and Dante, took the lead on this one, and they collaborated with Daryl, who was able to work on the customer questionnaire. And they actually came up with now a brand new affiliate questionnaire. Okay? It's some questions, a line of questioning that you can kind of ask or use in your meaningful conversation when talking to someone who tells you they want to make money. Not everybody want to fix their credit. Some people just trying to get paid, right? So you're going to run into those types of people. And this questionnaire is going to help with that. Mel, if you're there, if you could just share that questionnaire really quickly, and then we'll open it up for a few questions and we'll be out of here. So if you got the affiliate questionnaire, go ahead and share that for me if Mel is here.
Coming up now.
All right. Thank you, sir. Guys, while that's coming up, that affiliate questionnaire, I'm going to share an exercise too that I want everyone who's on this training tonight to actually do. It's called Go for No. It's called 100 No's. Basically, what that is the goal. We're having a competition, okay? We're going to have a competition, and it's going to start tomorrow. It's going to start on Friday. Yes, it's going to start. No, it's going to start tomorrow because I'm going to post a document tonight. It's 100 no's. It's called Go for No. The person on this team who can get told no 100 times the fastest, I'll give you $100 cash. The person who can get 100 no's, okay? And when I say no, that don't mean be crazy about it now. I mean, you have to be actually using the steps of the system and getting told no. Okay? Not just hitting someone up randomly and they just say no and that counts. No. You gotta go.
I had to pause my screen for that one.
Right.
So we can all get it. We can all get it. Let's do it.
We can all get it. Everybody. We're gonna go for 100 no's. And I got a little sheet that has 100 no's. And every time you get a no, you X or circle it. And your goal is to circle it. And guess what? It's guaranteed, guys. If you get 100 no's, you're going to get at least 10 yeses in the process. So you can make yourself $1,000 just by doing this exercise. Plus, I'm giving you an extra 100 of my hard-earned cash for the person who goes through 100 no's using the system the fastest. All right? And that's open to everyone. Everyone. All right? I'm even participating to see if I can keep my money. Okay? No, but guys, real talk. Someone's going to win the money. All right? So the person who can get through 100 nodes using the system, the quickest, will win the money. Now what you need to do is start writing your list, right? Because you got to get through 100. And some go-getters are on this squad, taking up this challenge. So it's going to be some tough competition. So you better get your list ready. But this, guys, here is the brand new Novae Money questionnaire for affiliates. Okay? This is going to be, something that you can use to guide you through conversations when you're talking to people who want to earn money in the business. So basically, if you can see here, it says, hey, how are you? I see you're interested in making some extra money. I've got a few questions if that's okay with you. You ask the person that. Most times they say, yeah, that's sure. You ask them, are you currently working? Or, what do you do for work? Remember, guys, you don't ask these questions verbatim. This is just a guideline. Because if you ask it just like this, people are going to think you're all the FBI interrogating them. Okay? So you want to ask these questions throughout the conversation, but not like back to back to back. But you want to ask, are you currently working? You want to know if they're working, if they're looking for part-time or full-time income, right? What makes you want to start a part-time business? Or what makes you want to start earning extra money? They're going to tell you, they're going to be like, man, I don't make enough money at my job, or I'm trying to buy this car, or I got child support I got to catch up on, or whatever. They're going to tell you. Remember, we're doing the same thing that we did with the customers, which is gathering intelligence or gathering data about our potential customer so that when we set them up with the expert, we know how to close the deal. All right? So you find out why they want to start a part-time business. You ask them, have you done any type of marketing before? A lot of people are going to say no, and some people are going to say yeah. And if they say yeah, you ask, let them talk about themselves. Ask, what have you done? Find out. You're finding out what skills this person has. If this is someone who's qualified to join your team, right? You ask them, how much extra money are you looking to make per month? You want to get an expectation of what this person wants to make. I've asked a few people that last week, and I got $3,000 from one person. I got $500 from one person. But what if I went to a person trying to make $500 with $3,000 goals? That won't match. We won't know what to give someone until we ask. Okay, we got to find out. How much are you looking to make per month? Then you ask them about how much time do you think you'll be able to commit to start learning how to earn that kind of money? So if the person said $3,000, how much time can you commit to learn how to earn $3,000 a month? All right? Then let them tell you, I've got 5 hours a week. I got 2 hours a day. Now you know what kind of person you're working with. You're going to know the person who can't get on every conference call. You know why? Because their life doesn't allow it, and they told you that. So now you know how to deal with people. Then you can go ahead and say, if I showed you how we can help you accomplish your goal and start earning $3,000 a month part-time, would you be open to looking at some information? Most times, if you just told them how to get exactly what they just told you they wanted, they're going to be open to looking at some information. And remember, guys, We don't care if people say yes or no. What we care about is how many people are seeing the information. We just want people looking at the information. All right. And once they say yes, I'll look at the info. You ask them, how soon would you be able to look at it? So if this person is going to look at it today, tomorrow, right now, next week. But that's bam, fam, right? You're booking a meeting from a meeting. You're trying to find out when they can look at it so you know when to follow up. So let's just say they say, I can watch it right now. You can say, okay, great. I'm sending over a short 5-minute video right now. Or if they say, I can watch it tonight when I get home from work, you can still say, okay, I'm going to send you a short 5-minute video now. Is it cool if I give you, would it work if I give you a call between 7 and 8? Based on what they told you, you still want to set a time to call them. Because after they looked at the video, you need to talk to them to find out what they liked about it. Okay? So after they've confirmed that they've watched the video, then you want to go ahead and get them on a call with your expert. Notice the bold letters, guys. Don't be your own expert. You've got to pass it to someone other than yourself. So your upline, your downline, your sideline, your cross line, right? You want to get someone who's 3-way qualified to be an expert on the phone, not yourself. If you're gathering intel, if you're asking a client these questions, you cannot be the expert. You got to pass it to someone else. And once you've done that, you edify the expert like we did before and mute your phone. Guys, these guidelines are going to take away all the doubt and all the fear and all the, what ifs about how to start working your business. You can literally ask these questions right, verbatim, right, without sounding like a robot and get the answers and get the result you're looking for. But you got to use the tools. So we're going to share this as well. So Mel, you can go ahead and, stop sharing screen. Appreciate that, sir. All right. So guys, that's the system. That's the system that's allowed me to make over $10,000 with my Novae business this year. That's the system that, has allowed multiple people on this team to make several $1,000s, this year in this opportunity. But guys, I'm not excited about making a couple thousand and making 10 grand. I need to be making $10,000 every 2 months. Okay. Every month is the goal. Right? Every month is the goal to be generating $10,000 in income from my Novae business. But the only way that happens is if all of us are aiming to make a whole lot more money. Okay? I hope everyone is excited because the goal here on this organization, we're setting a new standard, right? Is this $1,000 weeks. We ain't excited no more about $100 weeks. We've been had them. What really can $100 buy? It can help you, but that ain't what we got started in business for. We ain't get started to make an extra $100 or $200. We got started to make an extra $1,000, $2,000, $5,000. I don't know about y'all, but I know I ain't came here to make up $100. Now, everyone new, start making the hundreds. Okay, let's get you making something. But the big goal, the big vision, guys, is $1,000 a week for everyone on this squad. And what we offer, the product and service that we have at the price point that we have it at, there's no reason why we can't do that. The only reason that's not happening right now is because we're not exposing enough people to our business. That's the only reason, guys. So if we increase our level of activity, we increase our level of intensity, nothing can stop us. We're going to blast off into 2019, but we got to put our feet to the ground now. We got to go for those 100 no's now. And watch what happens to your business. Watch what happens to your checks. Watch what happens to your confidence. Your posture. You know how different you'll be talking to your friends and family or people you know, knowing that you make a little extra $1,000 a week from your little side business and they play it. Your posture is going to be different. That's why we need to get there, guys, so that everyone can walk and know that what we do works. But we got to put the work in, right? The business works if we work it. It don't if we don't. All right? So I hope everyone kind of got to see exactly how the system works. You're not going to get it right away tonight, but when we share those documents, download them to your phone and have them in your photos because you want to reference them all the time. I still pull them up in my phone and look to see which step in the system I'm on. So you want to have those things and those questionnaires in your phones. Okay? You want to make sure that that's what you're doing. You want to make sure that they're close at a fingertip, right? You just want to be able to pull it up on the fly. So save those to your phone and go through it. You're going to mess it up. That's okay. I messed it up live on the training with y'all. But Did that make me stop? No, we just said, okay, let's go again. And that's how you treat your prospects, all right? That's how you treat your prospects. So, guys, let's increase the level of productivity, the level of activity. Let's use the excitement of the holidays, to go out there and grow our business, all right? But Daryl has something to say. Go ahead, Daryl.
I know what I was going to do.
Oh, okay.
But, I was going to say also links to the video. I keep in my notes on my phone. I got links to I got the questionnaires, but also I got links to the videos because you want to be able to quickly copy and paste the video into the text message or the messenger of Facebook so they have the videos too. So I labeled the video links. I have the links to all the videos.
Nice. Yes. Guys, this is a business we're running. We just happen to be able to run it from our phones, right? So you want to have your tools and your data in your phone at your fingertips so you can be effective doing your job, right? Running your business. So definitely you want to have the links. Nothing is worse than having someone wait on a link and you got to text and ask what the link is and then wait for someone to respond to send it to you, right? So keep those links, guys, in your phones because you're going to be sending them to a lot of people. And the last thing is everything we talked about. You notice we did the 3-way edification, the 3-way, the call on the phone. Not through Instant Messenger, not through IM. Guys, we got to get on the phone more. The texting thing just disconnects all the emotion and it decreases your chances of closing a deal drastically. And it slows down your sales process. So you want to get on the phone. People trust a voice. They don't trust the computer. People trust when they can hear the enthusiasm and the passion in your voice. When if they heard Earl jump on the phone, they're going to hear the passion in that dude's voice, right? If they get someone like Shiz on the phone, they're going to see how excited and passionate he is about what he's talking about. That makes people believe. So you got to start getting on the phone. You want to make sure you're edifying your expert by phone, not by text, all right? So that's important. That's just important as the 3-way. It has to be a phone call. The meaningful conversation should be a phone call. Okay? I know we got lazy and we started to accept doing that in IM, but that was wrong, man. That needs to be a phone call. So the only thing that we really should be doing through Messenger is after the person's interest is peaked, finding out what their contact info is to get them on the phone. All right? Guys, we're going to split this group up. Watch. Some people are going to do it and some people won't. And we're going to look at results. In the next 60 days, we're going to look at results of people who've grown their business, and I guarantee you they'll be using the system and talking on the phone. Not too much texting. It kills it. It kills your sale before you even start. So talk on the phone, stick to the system. If you're getting stuck in this system, that means that the step above it, you did it wrong. Keep that in mind. If you're piquing interest and you're sharing the video, but you can't ever get anyone on the phone to follow up, that means that you did something when you shared the video. You didn't edify your expert or you didn't find out the person's problem. Okay? If you're getting to the point of piquing interest, but they won't give you their Facebook or they won't allow you to add them to the credit testimonial group, that means that their interest wasn't piqued enough that they really want some info. And you don't waste too much time on those type of people. You keep it moving. All right, cool. I ain't got to add you to my group. Next.
Blue M&M.
Exactly. If y'all didn't see that post I did with the with the M&Ms, read that. You got to treat your business, and we're out here, guys. You got to treat your business like you're sifting and sorting. It's like you got to buy your M&Ms, right? It got blue ones, it got red ones, green ones, yellow ones, and orange ones, right? And then they only got 20 blue ones in it. Just 20 blue ones in the whole bag. So you want your whole job, right? Or your mission is to get the 20 blue M&Ms. So you open the bag, you pull out an M&M, it's red. You don't cry and say, oh my God, I didn't get a blue one. You just keep picking out more until you find a blue one, right? Sometimes the blue one might be the first one you pull. Sometimes it might be the last 10 you pull. But you know that they're there. You just got to sift and sort. And that's like people. There's so many more people like us who want more for our lives and want to change our lives and want to be free and want to have good finances. But they're far and few between all the people out here who are content with being mediocre, who are content with just being broke, who are content with having nothing. It's more of them than us. So we're going to have to sort through a lot more of them to find the rest of us. But just know they out there, and don't get in your feelings. Just keep sorting until you find them. All right, guys? Man, it's been a pleasure. It's 10 o'clock. I like we did it, we were right good on time. I like this earlier time too than it being 11 o'clock right now, right? So guys, I think we're gonna try to stick to this 9 p.m. start. That was a good idea, Nicole, and I think it was Mel or someone who said 9 o'clock or shiz, right? But we're gonna open up for like 5 minutes or so for questions, comments, concerns, anything, whatever. This is a democracy over here. So what's up?
Did you say that? Did y'all say that affiliate form is that going to be in the PDF?
Yeah. But I can put it in PDF form, but PDF just takes up so much space. I usually save it as a photo, but then when you can still get it printed as a full sheet though.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but we'll share.
That's what I was concerned about. I wanted to try to get a full sheet.
Yeah. Once you go to like Office Depot or you go print it yourself, they could just make it the full sheet because it's a full page doc. No problem. We got you if you need help with that. No problem. Anybody else? I see Chanel said amazing training. Deandra, great webinar, man. Thank you guys. Thank you, ladies, because y'all are brand new and you're committed. You're plugged in. This is the best thing that you can do is plug into this. I call this the energy source. Y'all, this is the energy source. If you unplug from this energy source, you're gonna get depleted. You're gonna get drained. You're gonna get overwhelmed. You're gonna start to let negative back into your space. That's what happens when you unplug from the energy source. So we're not saying that by being plugged in, you're not going to experience challenges. You will, but it's going to be so much easier to get through them if you stay plugged in. Because people like us are going to be on you, motivating you and encouraging you and uplifting you and pulling you up instead of the people who are out there who are going to be pulling you down and trying to drag you through the mud. You got to stay plugged into this energy source. You got to. It's important. All right? Oh, keep me proud to be a part of this.
Hey, so can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, listen. So I love the system. Truth be told, like I think it's just real simple. And when you get them to the point of adding them to the testimonial group, right? There are people in the world, honestly, who don't have social media or have a Facebook, but they haven't checked it in umpteen months. What do we do with those people?
So that's a great question, Earl. What I would recommend, guys, if your prospect doesn't have social media, then you go to the Credit Success Stories group or you go to the Novae Money Credit Testimonials group and look for some testimonies that kind of are similar to what they tell you they're trying to do and just take a screenshot with your phone and text it to them. Let them see the screenshot and make sure when you screenshot it, let it show the likes and comments and, that this is a real post that's active. So just send it to them that way. That way you can send them, they get the same effect just straight to their phone. Like one of the new people on tonight, Chanel. She's someone who is my new affiliate, and she doesn't have social media at all. So I had to text her tonight, personally text her phone to say, "Hey, hop on the training." She's on, but she's not getting anything that we're getting in the groups, right? So Chanel, you might need to get a Facebook just so you don't miss out on all the good stuff that's in our Facebook community. Cool. Good stuff though, Earl.
Oh yeah, listen. So just to kind of give a quick testimony about the system, right? Mm-hmm. And how it actually works. And I'm gonna tie in the Novae tools as well. So for those of you who've been in the group for a while, I made my own road signs, right? So in the beginning, people wasn't calling, but after a while they start calling, man. People are curious. And for the people who do call, you as soon as you get them on the phone, you already know they're curious about credit. Some of them call your phone and hang up. They just want to lock your number in, right? That's why this Google Voice thing is dope. It's really going to secure all of that. I love it. But when they do call, you immediately start having a meaningful conversation from that phone call. Hey, how you doing? I see you calling about credit. Hey, what you mean you fixed credit? $29. Tell me about it. And you just start talking to them, and then you go right into the paper. So I'm going to show you something. You go right into it. I got the form right. This is one that's actually filled out. You just go into it. So, your name. I don't know the person. They're calling me from a road sign. What's your name? Oh, my name is such. Oh, what kind of work do you do? Oh, I do this. Oh, that's great. How did you get into it? You just start talking to them, right? And then by the end of it, if you did it right, by the time you get to the three-way portion of it, and the example is Sophia actually did the three-way for me. By the time you get to the end of the three-way and everything is secure, they'll be calling you back to make sure you didn't go out of business. Like, listen now, I ain't get paid yet, but I want my credit fixed. Don't leave me. I'm ready. So it actually does work, and it puts you in a position where it takes the nervousness away. It gives you exactly what to say, so you ain't got to be stuttering and stammering. You can read right off the paper. You got to pin it. You can actually, and when you said to make it not sound like you're reading the questions, why not? Why not? It's a questionnaire. Listen, I'm gonna ask you a few questions. I just need to know where you're at. You know, that's all it is. We're doing a consultation, so I need to know how to best serve you. Right. You know, like you said, the nurse and the doctor thing, right? The nurse come in, I'm going to weigh you. You know, I need to make sure everything is fine. You know, I'm going to get your blood test and all of that stuff. I got you. I'm going to ask you these questions, and then I'm going to step out, and I'm going to refer this chart to the doctor, Dr. Sophia, right, Dr. S.W.S.T.E.M, and then they're going to come in, and they're going to prescribe you the medicine. Awesome. I'm not mad at that. So, yeah, just follow the system. Use the sheets. Let's go. Let's grow.
That's what's up. Thanks so much for that, Earl, man.
That was good.
The questionnaires, guys, they're like the cheat sheets. That's all they are. That's like, so you don't have to sit there and try to remember what you're supposed to be asking them. Just read it off the paper. And always have a paper and a pen. Always got your forms, because whenever you get a call, you're not going to remember. So you got to write the stuff down. Trust me, our memories are worse than we think. You won't remember. So use the forms, guys. Use the system. Use the 3 ways. Like when you do it, if you're new and you haven't done a 3-way call yet, when you do your first 3-way and you see how it goes, you're going to be like, even if the person doesn't sign up, because most times your first 3-way, they don't sign up, right? But just the fact that you did it, you'll say, wow, I see how this could make sense. And you're almost excited to do the next one to see if the result is going to be a little bit better. Y'all, this is the cheat code to the money. Let's get these $1,000 checks, y'all. They got our names written on them. We just got to put the work in to get them. And I know this squad right here, we have what it takes. Let's get to work. When everyone is taking, spend the day for Christmas with your family, but all the other days, Christmas is one day, okay? Not all them days when everyone else is off and they sleeping and they ain't working because, they on holiday. That's when we need to be going. That's when we need to be working through the end of the month, right, Nicole? Working through the end of the month, not to the end of the month and not to the holiday. Let's work through the holidays so we can have a blast off in 2019. All right. So guys, y'all gave me an hour and 15 minutes of y'all time. Next week, y'all ain't gonna hear from me too much. Y'all gonna hear from, the man himself, Mr. S Money Train. Okay, Mr. Shields, man, he's gonna have a phenomenal training for the squad next week. Okay, next week, Wednesday. That's not Christmas, right? Or is that? Let's make sure. Cheers, am I setting you up? No.
No, Christmas is Tuesday.
Okay. So we're gonna keep that training short and sweet, okay? Because we know you're still with family, but we are gonna meet. Guys, remember, even if we only meet for 30 minutes, right, and not a full training, we gotta stay plugged into the energy source. We can't go weeks without plugging into the energy source. We're gonna be depleted. All right, remember that. So when you start to feel down, when you start to feel, at a low point, just plug into someone in this group. Just plug in. That's all you got to do. Be all we got. One team, one dream, big business. That's what this is all about. So next week, Wednesday, you're going to hear from Sean Shields, the man with the plan. Mr. Compensation himself. I give him that name, Mr. Structure himself, Mr. Placement himself. This guy understands how the compensation plan works and exactly what needs to be happening in your organization for you to maximize, your money and maximize your income. And I think we may actually touch on some of that next week, as well. But guys, I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate you guys. I want to give it up, y'all. This was our second training of IOU official training, and we had 28 people on. This thing is supposed to grow, and everyone on here, as you build your business, keep one of the main goals in your mind is that every time you get on a training, you never want to get on a training alone. You want to make sure people are hopping on with you. So this number should always be growing and it should never be going lower, because every time you get on, you should be getting on with someone on your team. All right? So I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I'm going to go ahead and drop those documents in the group. Y'all have a great one. Merry Christmas. All right? Happy holidays. And man, I love all of y'all. Let's go ahead and run the checks up. All right? Y'all have a good night.
Thank you.
All right.
Same to you. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Let's do it.